Hi, this is Teachtopia TV with a brief tutorial on how to make a start page for your classroom computer or maybe home computer without having to create an entire web page, but simply a page to open up on the internet that gives you the resources that you want your student or child or even yourself to go to, and having that start page stored locally on your computer. Let me show you what I mean. So basically what you do is you go into your word processor, and this happens to be LibreOffice, which is one of many word processors. You might be using Microsoft Word or OpenOffice, it doesn't matter. But you decide that you're going to have a start page that's going to display on the internet like a web page, but you started off on a basic word processor. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to call this Mrs. Teachtopia's start page for room 233. So here you have someone named Mrs. Teachtopia, and you're creating a start page for her computers. So let me go ahead and put some websites that she might want her student to go to. Of course, she wants Teachtopia. Okay, and of course I'm listing that because that's the site, the parent site to these videos. Teachtopia.com. And then maybe she wants to do Starfall, which is a language learning site which we have no affiliation with. Starfall.com. And then she wants her students to do safe searches through Teachtopia. So she goes safe searches. She goes search.teachtopia.com. Now notice it did not make a hyperlink out of that. I have to add the HTTP. I just did. After I go return, it should be there. Now, you could create as many links as you want for your start page. You could also add images and make those hyperlinks, believe it or not. But nonetheless, you're creating a locally stored web page, per se, through a word processor that becomes the start page for your students' computers or your computer. So here we go. I'm going to go File, Save As, and here's the one tricky part. Your Save As type. You're always going to have choices. I mean, normally you're probably saving it as Microsoft Word or open document format, or perhaps even a text document, a rich text format. In this case, you have to save to HTML. If you're on Microsoft Word, it's the same exact thing. Save as, and you save it as HTML. Now, I'm going to call it Teachtopia Start Page, and I'm going to save it in, I'm going to go ahead and save it on the desktop. Now, it's very important you know where you save the file that you're going to use as your start page. So, okay, this is going to be saved on the desktop here. Okay, save. Now, keep current format. Again, I'm saving it as HTML. Now, I'm going to click out of this, and I'm now going to go into my basic browser settings. And watch my basic browser settings. I generally have something called Tools. This is through Firefox, but there's always some way to make your home page. It's generally an option, and here it is. And notice here it says homepage google.com. Well, great, except I don't want my homepage google.com. I want my homepage or my start page to be what I just created. Well, it looks to me like I could either use current page, use bookmark, or restore to default. None of those will allow me to go right to the page I just created through a word processor. So I'm going to cancel, and I'm going to go File, Open File. This is all from the browser, and I'm going to find that start page I just created. And what did I call it? Teachtopia Start Page. I'm going to click on that, and there it is. In a browser, I see Miss Teachtopia Start Page for room 233, and notice if I click on it, it takes me to the pages that I set up. Starfall. Does Starfall work? Am I making up a website there? Starfall used to work. Let's try that again. Okay, so I'm going to go File, Open File, and let's go down to Teachopia Start Page. There's Starfall. So Starfall, for some reason, wasn't loading so quickly. Here's a little advertisement for them. And then here's our Teachopia Safe Search. So it's up to you what pages you're going to put into this part. Now, one thing you need to do at this point, yes, we just made it, so we created a web page, very simple, that's stored locally on the computer that you're going to create the start page for. We need to make it the page that loads every time automatically. So we're going into Options, and you see where it says Use Current Page? We're clicking on it, and then we go OK. Now this will be the start page for this classroom teacher, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to click off. Okay, and now watch what I'm talking about. I'm going to open up. Firefox, and notice what my start page is going to be. Here it loads. Miss Teachtopia's start page for room 233, and there's my 3 links. Now, one more thing you should know: if you don't think it's pretty, you simply right-click on the file that's now on your desktop that you can edit, open it up with your word processor, which I'm doing, and you could edit anytime you want. You could change the start pages. So let me show you what I mean here. Say I want to make this nice and bigger. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I guess I should probably have done Mrs. too. This is Teachopia start page for room 233. I can enlarge this. No problem. I can do whatever I want. The only thing I have to remember to do is hit Save now. It's already going to save as HTML because we did that before. Keep current format. Close it. And let's see now if we refresh, it's all larger. So that was a brief tutorial from Teachopia TV on how to make a start page stored locally on your computer that enables you to choose where your students or your own child or perhaps even yourself goes to on the internet when they initially open up their browser, in this case Mozilla Firefox, but you could do a similar process to Chrome, Explorer, Opera, etc. Okay, thank you for watching this video.